say good morning to you, to my brothers on the panel, and also to our cherished viewers, especially to the good people of Ketu North. Let me particularly send my appreciation to the people of Penny for hosting me and my team graciously last weekend for the third accountability series. And they came out in their numbers. The paramount chief himself was in attendance with other chiefs and queen mothers, and they stayed with us deep into the night. Even when we had some showers of blessings from above, they remained with us for us to account to them. It tells me that the people of Ketu North are looking out for accountability from me as their member of parliament, and I appreciate. And also to say that, Roland, this weekend we will be celebrating Deza, and the people of Juja have actually started it's a week-long activity, but the Grand Deba is on Saturday, so I'll be joining the paramount chief, Togbi Joku, and all the other chiefs and queen mothers to celebrate Deza. We are inviting you to come and experience Deza, and ahead of that, we've already shared some seedlings, oil palm seedlings, to farmers who requested that through my office. Also to say in my opening remarks that this weekend we'll be crowning Mauli's 75th anniversary, and I want to invite Solomon and Dr. Zato to Mauli School. That's the best secondary school in Ghana, and we are celebrating our 75th anniversary. That is not up for debate. So, Dr. Zato, the mischievous looks that you are giving me already, don't debate that. Roland, going into the main issue of setting up specialized
courts. That you've been quote unquote insulting people. Telling them that their school is not correct.
Oh yeah, Mauli is the best, and I mean when you have some
on social media.
No, we are not insulting them. We are just telling them.
I know. I mean, it's not insult. It's been trolling.
It's been trolling. You're actually trolling them,
especially the Hohwe MP.
Oh, Efo Walanyo. If I yesterday Efo came begging us for a visa to attend our.
That he went to HEPS.
He said he went to HEPS. Imagine, and you want to compare that with Mauli.
Somebody said they couldn't be located first 300 schools again. Anyway, let's go on.
But Roland, I am a member of the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament, and our committee deals with the Auditor General's report. Roland, when you come to my office, I have about 15 very voluminous books, and these are just the reports for the year 2024 that we are currently dealing with as a committee. Every state institution, ministries, departments, all of these things are captured. And Roland, when you go into the details, you would weep for this country, because the level of infraction, the misappropriation, procurement violations, and abuse of public funds across all levels, across departments, across agencies, it breaks your heart. And Roland, some of the violations are so reckless that one would want to demand instant justice if this were part of our laws. Because for some of them, even without any legal background or without taking the person through any legal process, you would conclude by what you have seen in the audit report. Let me give you an example. When we were considering the report for Ministry of Communication,
Sam George's place?
Sam George's ministry,
okay.
But at the time he wasn't the minister, because we are considering the 2024 reports now. Yeah. And I have copies of the report here. Roland, there was a company called Smart Infraco.
Absolutely.
This company was contracted by government to do some work, some revenue mobilization. The company did not, or they failed to pay government about $6 million that was due us. Yeah. But that same company was awarded another contract, and government rather paid them for no work done. in addition to what they fail to account for. So you look at this level of misappropriation, abuse of public funds. As a committee, when we go into the issues, and let me explain how Public Accounts Committee works. When we invite those responsible for these infractions and we question them, after that, we present our reports to Parliament. When Parliament adopts the report is then sent to the Attorney General. And they begin the criminal prosecution. Roland, when you go to our courts, the truth is that there are several cases of financial malfeasance before our courts, but the processes are simply too slow. They are slow. So what we have done as a committee is that in some instances, we've been able to get people to pay back, so at least we recover. So I recall there was a particular incident where a gentleman who worked with the Foreign Affairs Ministry worked with one of the embassies, withdrew monies meant for the embassy.
Diverted.
He diverted. I mean, he took the money, he spent it, he admitted, when they appeared, he was asked to pay, and so he has been giving time and he's been paying. But beyond that, and so we've done a lot of recoveries. There were people who were being paid even after they left the service. There were some teachers who left or abandoned post 24 months, 36 months, and yet somebody sat and was still validating them. I sat here.
And the money was going where?
What? Into other people's pockets. So you can't just say. Recently, there was one where the person died. The person died. The department, and that's where you heard my ranking, the Honorable Atamels, asked whether or not the heads did not attend the funeral of the person. So your staff died, the heads attended the funeral, and yet at the end of every month, somebody was able to validate for those people to be paid, or for that person to be paid.
Posthumous salaries.
For several months. So the question is, who is receiving the money? And it happens. I recently sat here and I said, even in my constituency, a secondary school, somebody had left post as headmaster. And for several months, he was still being paid. He was still being validated.
Who was collecting the money?
I personally walked into the Director General of the Ghana Education Service, GS office, and I told him that, but why are you people behaving this way? And calls were being made. And so the question is, who was responsible for the validation? And how do you validate somebody who had abandoned posts? And these things are happening across every sector. And so the corruption that we abhor, the corruption that we talk about, has become a culture across all levels in most of these institutions. And so I am happy that President Mahama is interested in having specialized court. Because you see, these cases, when you are dealing with financial crime, it demands a certain level of meticulousness. It demands a certain level of forensic accuracy, because you would want to get into the details and make sure that everybody who is responsible is punished. And so when you go to court today and the case is adjourned, sometimes 2-3 months later, they come back, they demand for one document. Before you realize, people walk away with their, and you know, the law, I mean, the law of natural justice, you have to give hearing to the people. So even where the person admits that, yes, indeed, I have taken this, or this happened under my watch, you still have to take the person through the legal processes. So I am happy that we'll have specialized courts. What this will do is that you have courts that will fast track the prosecutions, because public interest eventually dies when, after several months or years, they are not hearing anything about the issues any longer. Look, the people of Ghana, as much as they voted for bread and butter, they are also interested in ensuring that those who looted state funds, those who stole from the state, public resources, they must be punished. And if you have these specialized courts, it will help in getting us to fast track the processes and get those who were responsible for the looting, those who were responsible for the mismanagement, the misappropriation, the gross and plain stealing from us as taxpayers. Those people must be punished. The fast track court, for me, is the way to go. But Roland, let me also say that when we are talking about fast track courts or specialized courts, and they begin to do their work, I have come to the understanding that when you look at our legal system, many of these people, the accused, they engage in all sorts of gimmicks just to delay. So they go to court, place an injunction, file an application today, and all of that. And so even when they know that eventually they are guilty and they will be pronounced guilty, they engage in all sorts of tricks. Look at the case of this is not a financial, necessarily a financial issue, but look at what the former Chief Justice, for example, is doing. Knowing very well that she was going to go, she was guilty, but today she will file here, send this application here, place an injunction here, and all of that, and all sorts of gimmicks. We have started seeing that even in the case of the NSA. Today I'm reading from one of the news portals that one of the accused has been diagnosed of some mental ailment or what have you. Because the first day they went to court, the person went to seek for what? An excuse duty. Using being indisposed or not feeling too well. As we don't need to be tolerating some of these things. Even when we have to trial people in absentia, convict them, we have to do it. Let the court be sitting even every single day. Take this case, go on it. Dr. Zato and Co can come to TV3 and rant, but the court should not pay attention to them. Let us ensure that when we take a case, we successfully prosecute those cases. That is the only way we can win the public confidence. And that is why some of us are so angry with the OSP. Roland, since the OSP was established by Dr. Zato's government, which successful prosecution
since the OSP did what for
was established by the Akufo-Addo government, Dr. Zato's people.
They did what?
What have they ever been successful in any of their prosecutions? Tell me. Maybe I'm not following the news. Maybe I'm too focused in Ketunov. Maybe I'm only listening to radio stations in Ketunov. Maybe they are not following the news. Tell me, have they been successful with any prosecution? So today, they will come and raise your hopes. We are chasing Kenoforiata, and then they will later be posting pictures of Kenoforiata in Washington and all of that, and you don't even know what is happening to the case. Today, they start one new case, pick it, and drop. What kind of Konongo Kaya is that? Konongo Kaya, you can't do it. You start it, you won't let another person also handle it and all. So Roland, the specialized court is the way to go. And I want to commend President Mahama for his commitment and dedication to the fight against corruption. I believe the specialized courts will help us fast track the prosecution of the criminals who looted public funds. Thank you.
In some circles,